when your offense cooks, particularly John Harbaugh here on the Rich Eisen Show, it's just there's no offense quite like it in the fact that anybody could wind up either being a ball carrier or a blocker or a receiver or a thrower. You know, it's just anybody. It could come from anybody. It seems sometimes like you have 20 skilled position players on your roster. Honestly, it could be a fullback, could be a wide receiver, could be Lamar. And though even with that diversity, it seems sometimes that if you fall down by a couple of touchdowns, it's too much of a grind for you to come back. And then I see a game like what happened against Cleveland this year, and it was points-a-palooza. How does somebody, in your position, work on making a team more dynamic offensively, Coach?
Well, I mean, that's what everybody's trying to do, So it's you work around the players and the talent that you have. Every game's different. The narratives get created. We haven't lost very many games, Rich, so you're going to find the games that we lost and say, well, this is what happened. We've had other games that we've won where we have scored a bunch of points, or we've come back and won, had 2-minute drives and all those kind of different things. So, but we're a running team. That's where we start. A lot of our passing, our running yards come from Lamar dropping back. People trying to recover what we're doing downfield, and he takes off and runs. And, those are counted as running yards, but those are really pass plays. So, again, like I said, it's a different way. Other times he breaks out of the pocket. I can think about the Cleveland game, the game you're talking about, when he came back, out of the tunnel, and he starts scrambling to the right on 4th and 5. And I'm thinking, I'm yelling, run, run. And just as I scream, run, there goes the ball up in the air to Marquise, and it's a touchdown. So just a very dynamic type of an offense, built around a really dynamic player and other players. We've got to be good fundamentally. We've got to be good up front, do the little things well, protect our quarterback, block. Those are the things to me that you build an offensive around. Then you let the chips fly. I mean, Kansas City, I would think most people think Kansas City is the best offense in the league the last 3 years around Patrick Mahomes and what Andy Reid, and they're incredible what they've done. And yet they got into the Super Bowl, and that playoff run, it was the last game of their playoff run, and they didn't do anything on offense. And a defense figured out how to stop them. That doesn't mean they don't. That doesn't mean that defense has the blueprint or that they don't have what it takes, to win the whole thing. They obviously did it before. We haven't done it yet. Until we do it, that'll be the conversation. We understand that. We respect it. And we're just trying to do everything we can to make it happen.
I am mandated to ask this one follow-up question on the subject matter. Coach, when you said that Lamar came back out of the tunnel in that game, what was he coming back from?
I tell you what. I mean, the level that our society has sunk. I mean, I think it just is well documented in the social media around that whole game. I mean, cramps are cramps, and they really were, honestly, Rich, they were body cramps, okay? Started with his left hand, his body locked up, and he was getting, the IV, the fluids, and all that. So it wasn't anything other than that. It wasn't the type of cramps that you might have after you ate too much or whatever. It wasn't that.
I kind of had to ask the question, though, Coach. I kind of just, for a prying nation, clearly, on that subject matter. But,
of course.
Okay, thank you. I just appreciate that. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.